Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Cute 3D Studio. Today, we're going to create this absolutely adorable Miffy chair together using the power of AI. Isn't it just the cutest thing ever? I'm so excited to show you how we can go from a simple idea to this amazing little chair that's perfect for your favorite plush toys. And the best part? We'll be using AI tools that make this whole process super easy and beginner-friendly. Let's dive right in. Are you ready to create something amazing? Let's get started. Here's our workflow. First, we'll describe our idea to ChatGPT. Then, we'll create an image based on that description. Next, we'll turn that 2D image into a 3D model using MakerWorld's MakerLabo image to 3D tool. Finally, we'll bring that into BambuStudio and print it out. It's that simple. Let's start with ChatGPT. For today's project, I want to create a cute little chair from my Miffy plush toy. I need something shaped like Miffy's face, but without the facial features. So it's just the iconic silhouette. Here's the prompt I used in ChatGPT. Please create an image of a wooden chair in the shape of Miffy face, but without any facial features like eyes or a mouth, and without a neck. And look what came up! This adorable chair design is exactly what I was looking for. Now, I should mention that you might not get your perfect image on the first try. Sometimes it takes a few attempts and prompt adjustments. The key is to clearly explain what you want to ChatGPT. Try to be specific about shapes, materials, and what to include or exclude. The more precise your description, the better your results will be. Let me show you the image. Isn't it cute? This will make the perfect little seat for my Miffy plush. Now for step 2. We'll download the image we created in step 1 and upload it to MakerWorld's MakerLabo image to 3D tool. This amazing AI tool will transform our 2D image into a 3D model. Once you upload your image, just click Start and wait a few minutes. The AI needs some time to work its magic. While we wait, let me explain what's happening. The AI is analyzing our image and creating a 3-dimensional model based on what it sees. And here we go. MakerLabo has created an OBJ file for us. If you're new to 3D printing, an OBJ file is a standard 3D model format that most 3D printing software can read. It contains all the information about the shape of our Miffy chair. The best part is that this file is ready to use with any 3D printing slicer software, like BambuStudio, Cura, or Prusa Slicer. Now we'll import our 3D model into BambuStudio. Let's open the OBJ file we just downloaded from MakerLabo. When you import the file, you'll see a dialog box asking about filament and model color assignments. For our purposes, just click Cancel to bypass this prompt. We'll set up our filament options later. This keeps things simpler for now. Looking at our chair model, we can see there's a space under the seat area. This means we'll need supports to print it properly. Let's go ahead and check the Enable Support option in BambuStudio. Since this is a decorative piece and doesn't need to be strong, we can save time and filament by reducing the infill density. I'll set the sparse infill density to just 5%. This will make the print faster and use less material while still maintaining the shape we need. Now, let's slice the model. That looks okay. Time to start printing. The print is finished. Look how cute this Miffy chair turned out. But wait, when I try to place my Miffy plush on it, it's a bit too small, isn't it? No worries. Let's resize it to fit our plush perfectly. The great thing about using slicer software like BambuStudio is that we can solve this right here without needing any additional modeling tools. Let's go back to BambuStudio and scale up the model to the perfect size for our Miffy plush. However, there's a challenge. When we simply enlarge the model, we'll end up with a lot more support structures, which means more material used and a longer print time. Here's where a really useful feature comes in: the cut tool with connectors. This is all built right into our slicer software. Instead of printing the whole chair as one piece with tons of supports, we can cut it into sections and add connector pins. This way, we can print each part in an optimal orientation with minimal supports, and then assemble them afterward. Let me show you how to do this in BambuStudio. First, let's scale up the model in BambuStudio. You might see some warning messages during this process, but don't worry. As long as we resolve everything before the final slice, we're good to go. Now, I'll use the cut tool to divide our chair into two parts, the seat and the backrest. I'll position the cutting plane right at the junction where they meet. This strategic cut will help us print with minimal supports. Next, let's add connectors to join the pieces later. I'll select plug as the type and circle as the shape. Here's a little trick. I'm making the connectors slightly deeper than default. This helps ensure a secure fit when we assemble the pieces. For the clearance setting, this depends on your filament type and printer precision. I've tested this with eSun PLA Plus and Bambu Basic PLA and found that 0.15 millimeters works well. If you want the pieces to stay permanently connected once assembled, use a smaller clearance. If you need to take them apart occasionally, use a larger value. I want the plug to be on the backrest piece, so I'll click Flip Cut Plane. Then I'll confirm the connectors and complete the cut. Perfect! Now we can print the seat and backrest separately. By flipping the seat upside down for printing, we can eliminate the need for supports entirely. Let's slice and... oops! We have another small issue. The seat has a slight depression that might cause printing problems. Let's make a quick 1 millimeter cut to flatten this surface. And then delete the cut portion. But now our connector heights don't match anymore. So we also need to cut 1 millimeter from the backrest plug to make sure everything lines up properly. Now remember why I set those connector plugs deeper than normal? This is exactly why. Since we'll need to cut and shorten them in the next steps, starting with deeper plugs ensures we'll still have enough length for a secure connection. Now we're really ready. Let's slice again and check that everything looks good. Great! Time to print both pieces. When they're done, we'll assemble them using the connector system we created. Bambu Lab printers make support removal really easy. The supports come off cleanly without much effort. For the connector holes and any tight spaces, you might need to use some basic tools to clean them out completely. A small pick or even a toothpick works great for getting into those detailed areas. Once you've cleaned up both pieces, it's time for the moment of truth. Let's see how our connector system works. The plug should fit snugly into the socket, creating a strong and stable connection between the seat and backrest. And there we have it. Our adorable Miffy-shaped chair is complete, perfectly sized for our plush toy, and looks absolutely fantastic. From a simple idea in our head to this cute physical object, all without any traditional 3D modeling skills. Let's recap what we learned today. First, we used ChatGPT to describe our idea and get an image of our Miffy chair. Next, we transformed that 2D image into a 3D model using MakerWorld's MakerLabo Image to 3D tool. Then we imported the model into BambuStudio, where we discovered some common challenges with AI-generated models and learned how to fix them. Finally, we optimized our print by cutting the model into parts with connectors, which saved us filament and printing time while giving us a cleaner result. The most exciting part about this process is that it's accessible to everyone. Even if you've never done 3D modeling before, you can now create custom objects just by describing what you want. The combination of generative AI and 3D printing has truly democratized creation. By the way, I've uploaded the model to MakerWorld. You can find the URL in the description below if you'd like to download it and print your own Miffy chair. The world of generative AI and 3D modeling is evolving incredibly fast, with new tools and features coming out almost weekly. If you've tried any interesting AI tools or techniques for 3D printing, I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments. Also, I'm always looking for new video ideas. What would you like to see next? Maybe a tutorial on creating custom game pieces? Or how about designing functional household items using AI? Let me know in the comments what kind of projects you'd be interested in seeing. Thanks for watching, and happy printing!